It starts with a brain scan. A group of MIT researchers hook students up to EEG machines and ask them to write essays. Some use Google, some use ChatGPT, some use nothing. And then, something strange happens. The students using ChatGPT, their brains go quiet, literally. Less electrical activity, less mental strain, lower originality. Even after they stop using ChatGPT, their brains don't fully wake up. Their essays are cleaner, more structured, yes, but their memory, critical thinking, and creativity, all worse. And this isn't just an isolated case. Around the world, students and professionals are using AI to work faster and think less. The real question isn't whether AI like ChatGPT is useful, it's whether we're using it in a way that's slowly shrinking our own ability to think. But the nuance lies here. AI doesn't have to make you dumber. In fact, it can do the opposite if you use it right. Let's explore how to use ChatGPT to make yourself smarter, not slower. But first, let's dive deeper into what the MIT brain scan study actually revealed. In a controlled MIT experiment, 54 students were split into 3 groups. One used ChatGPT to write essays, one used Google, and one relied only on their brains. While writing, their brain activity was monitored in real time using EEG headsets, measuring things like neural engagement and working memory. The results were eye-opening. The ChatGPT group showed significantly lower brain activity. They leaned on the AI too heavily. Their writing followed patterns, fewer original ideas, lower recall. Even after the AI was taken away, the participants' brain activity didn't bounce back immediately. It was like their minds were still in passive mode. On the other hand, the brain-only group scored highest in originality and neural connectivity. They had to struggle, but that struggle lit up their minds. The conclusion? The way you use AI can either exercise your brain or slowly turn it off like a dimmer switch. But here's where we need to pause. While the MIT study raised valid concerns, it's important to know that it hasn't yet been peer-reviewed. The sample size was small, just 54 students, and the EEG data, while useful, offers only a narrow window into the complexity of human cognition. Some neuroscientists and psychologists argue that how AI is used matters more than whether it's used at all. If students treat ChatGPT like a tutor, asking it to quiz them, challenge them, or explain concepts, they may actually increase engagement. So the takeaway isn't AI turns your brain off. It's this: passive use leads to mental stagnation. Active use can still fuel growth. Let's see how that idea plays out beyond the classroom. What happens at work when AI does the thinking? In a Microsoft-led survey of over 300 knowledge workers, researchers found something unsettling. About 40% of AI-assisted tasks required little or no critical thinking. People were increasingly deferring to the AI, not because it was right, but because it was fast, convenient, easy. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just junior employees. Even confident professionals started to skip the thinking part. Why double-check a number or rewrite a sentence when the chatbot already did it for you? The danger here is called cognitive offloading. It's when your brain hands over a task to a tool, like using a GPS instead of learning the streets. That's fine in small doses, but over time, if you stop navigating your own mind, you start to forget how to. And this leads us to a much bigger issue, one that's affecting how we learn. Because if adults are outsourcing their brains, what are students doing? In the early days of ChatGPT, students flocked to it like a miracle homework machine. It could write essays, explain equations, solve problems. Teachers quickly saw a spike in assignments that felt too perfect. But a deeper look revealed something more concerning. In studies published in journals like the International Journal of Educational Technology, students who heavily used ChatGPT were more likely to procrastinate, copy outputs blindly, score lower on exams, retain less information. In a physics study, nearly half of students accepted ChatGPT's wrong answers without checking. They weren't just using it to help with thinking, they were using it instead of thinking. And here's where it gets really tricky. Students thought they were getting ahead, but they were actually sabotaging long-term understanding. Because when you skip the struggle, you skip the learning. But what if there's a way to struggle smarter? We'll get to that. But first, let's understand the science behind this mental decline, the extended mind, and why it's failing us now. There's a concept in cognitive science called the extended mind. It says we don't just think in our heads, we think with our tools. Writing things down helps you process them. Drawing diagrams organizes your ideas. Even talking out loud can make a thought more real. So in theory, ChatGPT could be the ultimate thinking tool. But that's only true if you're doing the thinking. Here's where the science gets scary. When tools remove too much friction, too much challenge, we lose the chance to form deep memory. And the timing couldn't be worse. Since 2012, global test scores in reading and math have been falling. Average IQ scores are dipping in several developed countries. Some experts now fear that heavy AI reliance will accelerate this decline. Think about it. Calculators didn't ruin math because we learned math first, and calculators came later. With AI, it's the reverse. Students and workers are being handed an answer machine before they've learned how to ask good questions. So what's the fix? Let's flip the script. How to use ChatGPT to get smarter, not slower. ChatGPT is not your brain, it's a mirror. The key to using it smartly is simple. Make it respond to your thinking, not replace it. Here are 5 simple, science-backed ways to use ChatGPT to train your mind, not weaken it. 1. Use it as a Socratic partner. Instead of asking for answers, ask for questions. Try, challenge my argument about climate change. This forces you to defend your thoughts and improves reasoning. 2. Blind test yourself. Write your answer before asking ChatGPT, then compare and critique. Ask it to grade your work and give feedback, but only after you've tried. 3. Teach it back. Use the Feynman technique. Learn something, then explain it to ChatGPT in simple terms. If it doesn't get your explanation, refine it. Teaching locks in learning. 4. Gamify brainstorming. Ask ChatGPT for absurd metaphors, analogies, or story-based ways to understand something. Like, explain the stock market as if it were a high school cafeteria. This unlocks lateral thinking and creativity. 5. Force friction. Set rules. For example, don't answer me, only ask guiding questions until I solve it myself. This keeps your brain in the driver's seat. You'll notice a pattern here. These tricks don't avoid thinking, they invite it. But there's still one more layer to this story. Experts are sounding the alarm, but not giving up hope. Emily Bender, a linguist at the University of Washington, famously called ChatGPT a stochastic parrot, a tool that mimics language without understanding it. It can sound wise, but it doesn't know anything. And if we trust it too easily, we'll start parroting too. Other experts warn of something subtler, cognitive laziness. Not stupidity, but a slow erosion of mental muscle. The solution, they say, is not to ban ChatGPT, it's to handicap it. Use it like schools use calculators, introduced later, with training, after foundations are built. Some suggest we need new habits. Write first, prompt later. Handwrite notes to improve memory. Only accept an AI answer after you can explain why it's right or wrong. Because in the end, the problem isn't ChatGPT, it's how we choose to use it. Just like food, AI can nourish or numb. It depends on the portion size and how often we reach for it. So, is ChatGPT making us dumber? Only if we let it. The early signs are clear. Blind reliance on AI lowers brain activity, weakens memory, and kills originality. But the choice is ours. Used with intention, ChatGPT can be a tutor, a sparring partner, a creativity boost. Used passively, it becomes a mental crutch. We're entering an era where your ability to think for yourself will be the rarest skill of all. The smartest people in the AI age won't be those who know how to ask ChatGPT questions. They'll be the ones who ask better questions than ChatGPT ever could, and that starts now.